Hello and welcome to another edition of the Eternal Journey. I've I'd take another look at this Praxis deck again. This time, hopefully my audio started, so it'd be worth listening to. So just looking at some of the choices, we've got the Crimson Firemaw and the Sandstorm Titan. I just like the big hitters. I know some of the decks are playing Displacer and Diogo, but I just like having as many 5 power threats as I can get. The Crimson Firemaw is pretty weak to Runehammer, but due to people being able to play Nightfall and land base these days, that's going to take a bit of a downswing, especially if people are playing loads of time decks. I think the Crest has helped, and the Crest with Firemaw, I like that little combo. And the Firemaw being able to see the Heart of the Vault on top of your deck, just making that cheaper and just getting it out. I mean, it's turn 5 you're doing it probably, but you know, every little helps, and you're able to probably deploy the threat that Heart of the Vault's drawing you. Making Mr. Ascendant cheaper is a-okay in my book, because you get much more value of it when you're still playing the power to trigger the Empower ability, which will make it bigger and allow you to draw a card. Put it Carnosaur. This was originally 2, but I had to cut down a Great-Kiln Fiend, the Great-Kiln Titan, sorry, because my opponent was playing too fast a deck, so I just wanted to play this. Because it comes down, it's a little bit of interaction, and it's able to just kill a lot of the Aegis threats, like the Blue Diesel character, and a lot of stuff from the Ricano and Agenpart decks. I like the full set of ramp, just want to get to the end as soon as possible, so Trailmaker, one is more fragile, vulnerable to Virus Choice, Virus Choice and Virus Favor actually. You do get to fix your colours, and that's really important when you want to be playing a triple time spell and a trip fire trip. We do have the Waystones. I'm not playing the red one. Playing the other Waystone, it's quite nice when you get in there with a Worldbearer Behemoth. You get to attack, gain a little bit of life. It's quite nice. The Grandin felt like it was doing a lot less, and I feel like aside from the actual Heart of the Vault, I'm not quite as heavy in red. Just the usual cheap interaction as well. Torch, Purify, full sets. Just I don't want to lose to Stone Scar Beat down. And then Xenan Initiation, because this has got some great combos actually. Used to just be with Dawnwalker because you'd be able to kill it, give it a killer, and then bring it back with the 5 power threats. Give it to Sandstorm Titan, kill a thing, still have a blocker. But now you get to instantly activate your Worldbearer Behemoth. It's expensive, costs 7. But even if you've waited a turn, you're able to use the Behemoth to kill a specific threat. You've got a 7-8, and you've drawn a land, which is hopefully activate your Ascendant. There's a lot going on with this deck. Generally, you're just going to either die or be doing stuff that's nonsense and your opponent doesn't have a chance. Let's give it a few matches, see what happens. This is awkward. I've not played with it since the other day, so got to find it in the list. Let me know if you've got any suggestions for the videos. I want to try and improve this experience for everyone. Another ship, that's a name. So we're on the play. This is the age-old ramp problem. We've got all the power and all the ramp, but we don't have anything to actually do. So I think that's probably a redraw. We're live off the top, and I'm greedy enough just to keep it. It's probably a bad idea, but you don't get anywhere not being greedy. You also get to activate this. The other Waystone, gain a little bit of life if you're against the beatdown deck. Okay, so I don't know what they're doing. I'd rather deploy the Power Stone because they. Oh, there we go. That's the one. Okay. I should probably play the Power Stone because they could have Virus Choice. And considering I don't actually have a 4-drop in hand, I'm going to play the Trailmaker. Just fix my fire and pass the turn. I am still going to get the Mystic Ascendant like way ahead of curve. Okay. So kill my guy, but I'm going to rebuild. Kill this. Never need more than triple, so now's where I get to have some fun. Just make them consider it. What roll? Champion of Case is quite good against us. Just going to block out this Dawnwalker, hope to draw a power so that we're able to draw something that we'll be able to rebuild it. Sadly, the Mystic Ascendant doesn't trigger the Dawnwalker. Oops, should have been fast in the turn there. I was sitting there thinking my opponent was tanking, but not quite. Big fan of this. The other one, Deadly, just absolutely annihilates the time decks, because it doesn't matter what you're trying to block with, it dies, you still take a bunch of damage. If they're anything like Rapid Shot, you're in trouble. Okay, so now they've got the Shadow. Which is slightly aggressive, I mean they could have got more damage in this turn, but they got the one from this anyway. So, no blocks there, not for me. Okay, so I like this, because we get to make a 6/6 and draw a card. Okay, Purify is good, because Purify is giving us an answer to this. So, even if the Ascendant gets answered with an Annihilate or something, we're still able to clear a little bit of the board. But does have more cards in us, which is worrying. I guess they do need to get stuff on the board, but I'd perhaps save that Incendiary till later if they needed to. Okay, this is great. So we're going to get to do this. Heart of Vault comes in, free off the top of the deck. Cost 6. Going to deal 2 damage to this. Return with Dawnwalker. I'm going to get this with the Scout. Next turn, I'm going to put the Killer on the Dawnwalker. So hopefully I'm going to find a 5-power threat I'm able to rebuy this with. This is perfect, because this is going to just lock the board up. Might not be as good as it looks, because if my Trailmaker gets killed, I'm not going to be able to play it. So I'm taking some damage here. I'm just going to take 8. So this is mostly fine. It's actually not fine. Don't have a decision. Great-Kiln, try and hit something off the top. We do need to kill this turn, because it's going to do a lot of damage to us. So, give it our life total. Perhaps just want to do this. Kill this first, just so we're taking a lower amount of damage. Didn't seem like there was a fast spell there, so I'm just going to apply this. I'm not tremendously happy, but I think I'm going to actually have to block with the Trailmaker. Okay, the decision was taken for us. So they're going to attack. I'm going to chomp this here. Block this here. I'm going to take 2. Got 5. But I'm going to have a minimum of a 6/6 against whatever they're doing. Okay, it's got a Scout. I'm going to try and snipe a Heart of the Bolt. We got there. If we win this game though, we didn't deserve to. So I'm actually a little bit concerned that they have another Incendiary, but it's unlikely because we've already seen 1, 2 of them. So they need a third one and it needs to be up there. But I also can't give them forever because I'm at 5 and they have a lot of haste in the deck. If they have a dragon, I'm dead instantly. If I wait till next turn. So now we're able to kill this. Does damage to us, which is not great. But as long as we're not in multiple of 3, we're okay. So attack both these, which is slightly aggressive, but it does make the trade here. Play the Titan, which brings this back. I think it's probably worth playing the power, just so I'm able to deploy as many things as possible. Okay, they got nothing. Made a couple of mistakes there. Shouldn't have kept that Kiln Titan, but just what we're doing is so powerful that we just got paid off anyway. Let's have another game and then we'll call it a day. Opposite of the last hand, whereby this is just all fat, no ramp, and not very much power. So redraw this. I'm not that greedy. This is much better, but not perfect. I really need an undepleted power. Not too concerned about getting the Dawnwalker out on time, but I'd really like to get Crimson Firemaw out on 3. Uh-oh. I mean, when we do draw an undepleted power, We're going to have quite the air force. So I know this is on top of my deck. Yeah, this will allow us to deploy the Dawnwalker next turn if I do this, because I'm able to fetch up a time source, play the Dawnwalker. This is looking like an armory deck, so it'll be quite good for us. So having the Dawnwalker plus a lot of ways to buy it back is going to be quite good for us. Okay, so it's minus musket. So I'm going to play this now. And this is to hide the fact that I do not have a torch. Doesn't really do much for now, because if they could play a weapon they just would. I hate this card. There's like so much work to make a worse Inspire. I should have gone through the deck, but they're taking damage even though they're dealing with my things. Any untap land off the top allows us to play the heart of the vault. I probably will. If we don't get to attack with these. If we get to attack with these, Puller's going to keep them in play. More wanted posters. I feel like I'm keeping up with the extra card to join each time, just because I've got the Dawnwalker in play. It's not been very impressive, but we'll take the extra time there. It's not actually doing anything because it's just traded each time. But it did trade for Mana's Musket, so that's fine. So nullified their card draw a little bit. A little bit in trouble if they get to make an island. But some combination of Heart of the Vault and Xenan Initiation could probably deal with it. There's a unit or relic that they've probably drawn by now that's going to cost 2 less. Happy that doesn't affect spells because that would be absurd. So they're just in attack right now. Join the Ikari Wings over here. There we go. We made a play. I feel like making an additional Dawnwalker is probably fine. I'd like to get it out. But perhaps just making this drawing cards better. This is still a Dawnwalker. I mean, at some point I'm going to need to deploy this. When I've deployed the 3 of them, they're only out at this point is the island, which I don't believe this deck may be playing. So, I'm going to do this. So this card's a really big problem for army decks because they're either going to have to trade cards for it or they're going to actually have to take damage. Strategy I say probably needs to find them a wrath, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Because we get to reload pretty quickly. As soon as every fight I draw off my deck is going to be however big it is plus another 12. Well, 13 because this Dawnwalker's a little bit bigger. This is 10-7, so I'm going to take my 6x out. But we'll get to kill that. So I don't want to play this now, because if they do have a harsh rule in hand, I'd be in trouble because I'd have to wait until I play this. But it's probably not. In this instance, it would have been slightly better for me. This should leave him with very little. You tend to want to play Xenan Initiation on something that can't attack that turn anyway. That's the game. Ooh, and we did a quest. so I think this video is actually quite short, so I'm going to do a third one. God, I really need to start editing this out. Played this card the other day. That was interesting. One play, always a good sign. I do like this because you do to make a Crimson Firemaw on turn 3. If I have to, we can take a break for a little bit of interaction, but I don't think we will. Having the fire and the time's good because it means that if we draw this, we will play it straight away after. So, play like this for now. I want to play this first because I want to get the benefit as soon as possible. I'm also aware that the first thing that you play is generally going to be the first thing that dies. But playing the way around doesn't make much sense because the Sandstorm Titan is going to remove the evasion from Crimson Firemaw. And then she's just a 5/4 that gets dealt with fairly easily. There's another reason, I guess. It's very likely the deck I'm playing against actually is going to be the Praxis deck then. In which case, I'm going to make this. It's very likely we'll turn it into a frog. If I play the Trollmaker, could have gained 2 life there, but I'd just rather have the threat down. Okay, so it's another armory deck. We don't have the Dawnwalkers now, so you're going to see how different this game actually is. Vanquish, nice and efficient, but at least this has got flying again. Let's give them the spooks. We'll pick Primal this time. Sort of nice to see this old style of Vicaria back. A little bit far with this Power Stone. I can keep it and get some value off of the Great-Kiln, but I think I'm just going to play it so that if I do draw one, I can just play it. I don't really want to play this into a Wrath. I'd rather they played something, so I used to got to trade it like a 2-for-1. I've got so much to contend with. It's just sort of a vanilla 6/6 for the most part that's just going to get swept up by an Allen's Choice or if they're playing an Entrapment. So now I think I can just keep this Power Stone in hand. Sadly, if this gets dealt with, I'll probably do one of it actually. Because then if this gets dealt with and I draw a Kiln, I can actually just play it. Sometimes I forget that this isn't actually just a 2-1 body. There's a sort of carrier. I think just going to try and get some interaction out of them. See what they've got here. They've got a fast spell, so it's probably something that can deal with this. Just keep chunking them for 2. Keep this power in hand actually because this is good for Mystic Ascendant, whereas Power Stones aren't really. Power Stones are nice for a nice 2 damage. Okay, so this is very old school. It's probably like a control deck now, rather than just like straight armory. Play this. This will get iced, and I get to attack for 2. That's slightly worse for me because I just get to kill everything. I'd perhaps not there. And I don't want to play this just into getting iced. I haven't actually got any Shatterglass Mages, so I'm not going to be able to deal with this. So let's scout here. Let's draw something. Don't want that. Every time I scout, when I've got this much power, I just want to put something on the bottom and hopefully find a heart. We've not found one yet. Just keep these lands in hand. They're more useful to find Ascendant. Ascendant helps you find another one, so you just want to have more power. Let's pull a red. I think maybe this is the point where I play one, just so that we can double spell if we draw another threat. I'm very concerned. Now they've got a Celestial Woman. I'm going to have a look at what they've drawn with that. Because I assume they're going to play next turn, because they need to start winning the game at some point. Knuckle Bones, very impressive. Fortunately their card quality is now just about to go down quite a lot. So it's very likely they've got a Wrath in hand, but this is the only way I get to get anywhere. If I wait, they're still going to have the Wrath in hand, so I just want to sort of get this down. Let them ice something. Yeah, they've got it. So let's follow the game. Need to really draw like my Sentinels. So this is what I mean by the card quality going down. Rats. Put in trade. Just... yeah. Not even worth it just to actually just use this. What is this? Ugh. It's a weapon that's really cheap. Given and yeah. Okay. It's quite good against my Dawnwalkers, so you can play my second one and call it a day. Big fan of anything involving knuckle bones. Yeah, we'll take another look at the deck. See if there's any changes I'd like to make. So let's get a full view. So in here, there's definitely space. The Worldbearer Behemoth doesn't take up all the 5s. There are some warp cards that I'd like to try. So we can look at Shatterglass Mage. Get the full view. So this would have been reasonably useful in the last match. It's quite good against Permafrost as well. You do get to remove Permafrost from things that you don't want to be Permafrost, like Dawnwalker, because that's lose so much value. And then if anyone manages to get one on your Worldbearer Behemoth, that's sort of sad. I do like it. Also, just having more warps off the deck when you're going to be ramping this hard is pretty good. So we pull a cup Purify. Something else we have. Doing initiation's good. Yeah, let's go down a Carnosaur. Put a couple of Shatterglass Mages in there. And that's probably enough. See if there's any spicy mythics we can shove in there. Just Diogo, really. Yeah, that's it. Would like Jack. I am considering trying to play some sort of bigger beat down Praxis deck. A couple of warp guys, the Grandins, and then just a Jack, but not ready for that yet. Although this would be interesting with the Flamestoker. Anyway, thanks for watching.